Hello buddies, I'm here. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so let's go for the Davis Cup 5. This is the fourth or fifth maybe Saturday. I think it's the fourth. Big Saturday of streaming related to the Davis Cup 5. First I will show the brackets. Almost the whole first round, each group is finished. We've got two sets left. VNS Allen versus Oddjob and Eidolon versus Odette. So Oddjob versus VNS Allen will be delayed for 7 more days. This will offer to the scripter a few more times to keep working on its AI to fix some bugs. So we will cast Eidolon versus Odette. I think that Enmifo should have given me his latest version. But first, the game we're gonna watch is ATE versus MiniValk. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be really interesting. ATE lost 1-2 against Demon in the first round. MiniValk lost 3-0 against Valkyrie Warrior, so let's say that this set is gonna be really important for each of those AIs to stay in the competition. Valkyrie Warrior versus Demon should be pretty interesting to watch, but it's gonna be streamed later. So let's start with ATE versus MiniValk. It's definitely time to fix the score. So this is a group B. Okay, and let's forget the previous score. Okay, so everything looks ready. MiniValk will play Aztec. ATE can play every civilization, so it will be team random in 1v1. I'm gonna check if you guys have problems or not with the sound. So let me know if the voice is okay. And here we go for the first game. I will try to join the Twitch channel with my cell phone. It might be easier for me to follow your comments. Okay, so here we go, mate. I put the maximum of my microphone, so it can't be better. And okay, say hello to Capturage. I'll try to not forget when I start the game to open Capturate for you guys to look like something more professional. Okay, so let's check the map. Wow, Red has a great map, I have to say. 3 Edge Forest, the gold is back, so is the mills. Well, it's just a dream for MiniValk, so no excuse in that game. Map is clearly not bad for blue. The trees are kind of less close from the TC, but the gold is in good position. MiniValk did find its first burrow. So MiniValk should attempt an fast castle and should go for monks. We can expect something more than only monks. I saw it going for spearmen, something like that, so let's see. His side ATE can go for a flush maybe, I'm not sure about this. It plays Aztec. I absolutely don't know what is going to be the strategy ATE side. It would be great if maybe I can be joined by Promi or Lef maybe to caucus the next games. Okay, so both of them are already in feudal age. We are playing the 14th minutes and actually there is no attack from ATE. It gives time for red to go for a castle comfortably maybe. And actually MiniValk is using its very good map quite well. Lumber camp are very close from the TCs, that's just perfect. I don't like this tower, it won't help that much against already flushing ATE. Let's see what it can do. Oh, there is another tower which is in a better position. So ATE as Aztec goes for skirmishers and men-at-arms. And MiniValk is actually in Castle Age. Nice. Okay. This barrack who is very in the front. Blue is wasting time on that tower. It gives some delay for red to start massing monks. Okay, so as expected we see some spearmen. Well, it's not useless, I would say. It's permitted to red to save its forward tower. That's a good point. We are still waiting for the first monks, which should come pretty soon. Okay, the first monk is trained. It will go for the relics, I guess. And actually it's turning fine for MiniValk. But care because, okay, ATE is researching Castle Age right now with already a lot of militians. Red will need a lot of monks to counter this attack. Three barracks actually for ATE, one outer range. Of course, skirmishers are gonna be quite useless. So we've got few spearmen for MiniValk, we've got 3 monks. We already can see that the civilian population is clearly at the advantage of ATE with 55 villagers against 40. Okay, already 2 relics plus 2 relics, okay, 4 relics already taken by red. Okay, the 5th is here, so MiniValk attempt to win by the relics, but this is victory conquest. For some reasons, blue stays really defensive, but it does have crossbows which can hurt a lot the army composition of MiniValk. It's building a 4th TC, while red stays with his first one. Okay, the first conversion is done. It would be interesting to see red attacking right now, I guess. Well, it does have a very few civilian population, but 80 military population, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a lot of monks. And AT is already researching Imperial Age in a pretty decent time. It's almost at its full civilian population, close to 100, which is its maximum. I really would have liked to see a second TC for red. Well, Arbalest for blue is gonna hurt a lot. I think that blue should win this game. Of course, red is a pretty mini AI, so it's not really sophisticated. We would have liked to see it having interesting aggressive rules in certain situations. It did have the population to attack blue in a good shape, but it didn't. So let's see right now, at least champions versus spearmen, pikemen is not gonna be good. So let's see what monks can do. That's the moment. Well, red has almost lost its full military population. That was a very fast fight won by blue. Now nothing can stop the victory of ATE. And the second TC comes really too late. Yeah, monks couldn't do anything against those champions, those arbalists. Deciding to attack faster than that would have been a much better choice for MiniValk. So the 1v1 was clearly at the advantage of ATE. Let's see what can happen in the 4 versus 4. The game is almost over. Blue is full population against 54 population red side. So hello Lef, let me know if you want to cast with me the next games, or if you just want to be a spectator. It's up to you. Hello Mizaki, you're welcome. Davis Cup is tennis at least, but it's AOC2, as you can see. So now let's. It looks like Valkyrie doesn't have any resign rules, so I will help it. Okay, it eventually resigned with 0 population, 0 TC. Well, I don't know why I did restart the game. It was not what I wanted to do. Let's start already the 4 versus 4 because I'm just impatient to see what's going on. Okay, so we've got Life and Promiscuity, which both can join me a bit later. That could be really funny to cast the game all together, maybe. There will be more casters than viewers, why not? So let's go for this 4 versus 4. MiniValk is gonna be full Aztec, while in the opposite side we've got 1 Aztec, 1 Byzantine, 1 Celt and 1 Huns. Okay, so 3 potential Paladins AIs, despite the fact that Celt and Byzantine Paladins are definitely not great, but you always can research Paladin if you want. If I'm right, ATE has some fast castle strategies. And maybe we can expect something great MiniValk side with the whole players going for monks. I think that ATE can be really strong in early castle with a lot of knights, so but well, knights are easy to convert for monks, so let's see if MiniValk can take an advantage on this. Well, orange map is definitely not great. And the forest picked is really poor in trees. Okay, MiniValk is gonna be the first researching Castle Feudal Age. 3 over 4 are already researching it. It looks like... Okay, purple is kind of late. Feudal Age time, let's think that it's gonna try a fast castle maybe. So blue has already a lot of farms. It goes from gold as Aztec pockets. It goes for militias. So it looks to be the same strategy than in 1 versus 1. So even if it's pocket, it will go for skirmishers and men-at-arms. That shouldn't be that effective because it's really far from its closest enemy. While Teal is gonna go for what? 1 stable, 1 blacksmith, probably a castle age. Yes, it is castle age for grey too. Grey, which is Hans, and same for green. So all go fast castle except, oh well, blue goes fast castle too. I'm surprised it doesn't go for skirmishers this time. It won't waste time in Feudal Age. So the whole ATE go for a fast castle. So do MiniValk. Both the whole AIs go for fast castle in that game. And even the pocket built 2 towers, 2 defensive towers, forcing the villagers to min stone. But anyway, MiniValk takes a lot of time to build a second TC anyway, meaning stone could be delayed. And the whole ATE are actually attacking the same player, which is a red one. Red didn't have time to start massing monks, so I've already got a bad feeling for red. And well, what I noticed at the start of the game is the fact that orange had a pretty bad map. In fact, it's turning really true with a lumber camp which is in a very bad position. The second one is not in a great position too. So yeah, orange is in a bad shape. Anyway, red is already almost dead. Okay, we've got few monks. What can they do? Absolutely nothing. 82 military population for ATE. Of course, ATE is a beast. But don't forget that MiniValk is a very small AI anyway. Okay, Teal is complaining I'm outnumbered and under attack. Not really, I would say. Teal is actually trolling its opponents. No, let's see if the spearmen are gonna be useful this time. It wasn't the case the game before against men at arms, etc. Okay, yellow's monks did the job. We've got actually some knights, some eagles, some militians. It's actually a pretty decent defense for yellow. I keep thinking that the towers are pretty useless. Well, but we have to admit that it's a lot to face actually for yellow. And neither purple nor orange look to be really helpful actually. Okay, the assault are finished. Yellow just survived. But the kill ratio is not that great. Well, definitely MiniValk is too passive. Some aggressiveness could maybe offer some opportunities for MiniValk, but it's just waiting for being defeated in Imperial Age by ATE, or maybe before the Imperial Age. Green is gonna be the faster is in researching Imperial as Celt. And once again, yellow is defending pretty well. Orange is eventually attacked. That looks to be a lot of conversions. Well, they are no more attacking together the same opponent, it looks like. Well, they are eventually targeting yellow, eventually. Oh, purple looks to be attacking teal eventually. Maybe because they are really close with each other. That can be the reason. Yellow is dead. And amazingly, the whole ATE are already in Imperial Age. And as expected, yellow is dying. It was passing all alone the wall enemies. It's gonna be the turn of the poor purple. Okay, it's just a question of time now. Overall, I would say that MiniValk didn't play that bad. It defended pretty well. The lack of coordination, at least, didn't help. But ATE looks really stronger anyway. So the victory is clearly deserved. It's actually 2-0. The other eyes in this group, which is a group B, are Demon and Valkyrie Warrior. The next opponent of ATE is gonna be Valkyrie Warrior, and MiniValk will face Demon. At this step, I would say that MiniValk is already eliminated because to stay in the competition you need to finish at the 2 first rank of the group, and even if MiniValk wins the world last games, it won't have the point needed to reach the qualification. But well, it was interesting anyway. We've got a third game, the 2 versus 2. Hello, Kenny West. So, MiniValk is already eliminated, but the last game stays really important for ATE, which definitely need a third victory. That would give it 4 points. This cumulated to the first round, in which it lost 1-2 against Demon. So this will be 2 Aztec versus 1 Aztec and 1 random. And the random is gonna be Teutonic, definitely not a bad sieve. As Teutonic we can already predict a fast castle knights. And concerning the Aztec, I have to say that I'm kind of lost. I don't know if it will play like it did in the 1v1 or like it did in the 4 versus 4. The strategy looks to be different. In the 1v1 it went for a skirmishers plus men-at-arms fight in feudal age, and in the 4 versus 4 it attempted successfully a fast castle plus full eagles. So let's see, it would make sense if it goes for the same strategies than the 1 versus 1. Okay, once again red has some MiniValk has some problem to build the lumber command in a good position. I would say it's the same for yellow, which, well, at least it builds the lumber camp close to the trees, but in the opposite of the forest from the TC. But I already a bad feeling concerning the red player, which definitely need a new lumber camp, or the economy is gonna be hurt. Well, even the mill is really far from the berries. Okay, so let's see what is gonna be the strategy of the blue player. A fast castle, or this time a feudal war. Well, fortunately we've got one new lumber camp for red. But of course the economy is hurt a lot. It doesn't have the resource to build a mining camp. It didn't have, it eventually have, but it's kind of late. What is doing this villager? Wow. Okay, this is a fast castle once again for blue. So forget the skirmishers. It might be for militians and then pure eagles, I guess. And as expected, it will go for knights as Teutonic. That might hurt a lot. And I wouldn't be surprised if ATE attacks the same opponent all together. It did work so well in the previous game. But there is maybe more opportunity for MiniValk in a 2 versus 2. Oh, green is already attacking so fast. And for some reason, ATE cross the villagers to attack the tower. That is offering a small delay for red. And once again they attack the same opponents. Okay, I definitely like the priority of ATE. Buildings over villagers, why not? Well, the monastery is coming definitely too late. Well, I think that red won't survive long now. Well, I have to say that I don't know that much ATE. Each time I cast or I watch it playing, I am surprised. Positively, I would say. In fact, it looks to have several strategies, which makes this AI really interesting to watch. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that MiniValk versus Demon can be really interesting. It's gonna be monks versus monks. And I'm really surprised to see what MiniValk can do in this situation against this kind of enemy. Oh wow, we've got a lot of skirmishers from yellow. Something that it didn't train the game before. Yeah, MiniValk has several strategies too, looks like. Sometimes it just trains some skirmishers, sometimes not. Okay, and red didn't resign for some reasons. Just because of 2 trade cards. Well, yellow managed to counter the two assaults from the opponents, but green is already in Imperial Age. Okay, for some reasons Teutonic trained some champions, maybe just because the opponent is Aztec, regardless the military composition of its enemy. Of course, going champions as Teutonic is something kind of weird. Well, now it's turning simple. If yellow converts the whole cavaliers from green, it just needs to send the cavaliers on blue and it's GG for yellow. And once again, I think that the second TC is coming really too late. And both of the ATE are full population. Yellow is not too far from it. Okay, in fact it looks to be 94 military population, the maximum of civilian population for ATE. Okay, so convert the whole green military and attack blue. That is the deal. And it looks like yellow doesn't have any more military population, so it's GG once again, 3-0 for ATE, really convincing victories. Okay, so guys, let me know if someone want to join me to co-cast. Okay, and I've got the new Eidolon. So we can, for the next game, discover the new version of Eidolon, which is gonna play its first round against Odette. That might be interesting. Okay,